Ms. Luber, in your 2022 annual report, you boasted that one of your key impacts for the year was being able to claim 62 trillion in assets under management by your members. That's a significant share of the investment market. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Ceres has signed the Net Zero Asset Managers Agreement. By signing on to that effort, your company has agreed to coordinate with over 300 other financial institutions to accelerate the transition towards global net zero emissions. Would you say that Ceres and its investor networks work together towards this shared goal?
We share information. Every asset manager who's part of the Net Zero Asset Manager enterprise.
And you do that through...
has their own goals. They're all different, and they all do it independently.
But you do that through communication with institutional investors, proxy advisor firms, other shareholders, correct?
We share information.
So in other words, you collaborate with members of your investor network, correct?
Collaborate by some definition, yes, not as it's been leading to meaning something else. We work with a number of investors who look for information, background facts on the financial implications of climate change.
But you're aware that collaboration to reduce, and you just said limited collaboration, whatever it might be, the reduced production isn't a violation of antitrust law.
Yeah, this is...
Why is this different?
We are not making decisions for anyone. We are not bringing people together to make joint decisions. We are sharing information on the financial risk of climate, whether it's $95 billion to the US economy, to the insurance sector. That's our role. That is not...
Are there repercussions for signatories who fail to abide by their commitments?
No, there are not.
So according to this committee's interim staff report, if a company like BlackRock were not living up to its commitments, asset owners could decide to move their money elsewhere to be managed, which could mean billions of dollars in lost revenue to BlackRock.
Well, the only thing I've seen along those lines is the state of Texas pulling billions of dollars out of BlackRock, who's managing their funds, which is having a negative impact on the taxpayers of Texas. We have not caused...
So what you're saying is, has Ceres or any of its affiliates taken any retaliatory action against a signatory for failure to abide by the commitment?
Emphatically no.
Ms. Lamb, Arjuna publicly advertises divestments from oil and gas, the firearms industry, and other industries it deems controversial. Arjuna has also joined initiatives that pressure companies and clients to align with its values. For example, Arjuna previously submitted a shareholder proposal to Exxon asking them to accelerate the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and to disclose new plans, targets, timetables for their reductions. Is that correct?
Prior to this hearing, my counsel sent a letter to Chairman Jordan and Chairman Massey and had conversations with both counsel for the majority and counsel for the minority regarding the fact I will not be answering questions about the litigation between Arjuna Capital and Exxon.
So when you ask that they accelerate the reduction of CHG emissions, you're asking them to reduce production of oil and gas, isn't that correct?
Prior to this hearing, my counsel sent a letter to Chairman Jordan and Chairman Massey and had conversations with both counsel for the majority and counsel for the minority regarding the fact
I'm not sure how answering these questions could get you in any hot water. When you say that Exxon should shrink, do you stand by that statement? You want Exxon to be a smaller corporation?
Prior to this hearing, my counsel sent a letter to Chairman Jordan and Chairman Massey and had conversations with both counsel for the majority and the minority regarding the fact I will not be answering questions about the litigation between Arjuna Capital and Exxon. As previously stated and on advice of counsel, I'm unable to answer any questions related to the litigation. I'm happy to answer questions.
Very good. I'll take that as a yes. Mr. Benenfu, Climate Action 100 Plus frequently flags key shareholder proposals and management votes for its members to signal priority initiatives. Votes flagged by Climate Action 100 then typically get the attention of the foreign-owned proxy advisory duopoly of Institutional Shareholder Services, ISS, and Glass Lewis & Company, which have combined 90% market share or advised mutual funds controlling $27 trillion in assets. In 2021, a foreign entity completed a 81% majority stake acquisition of ISS. Since that acquisition, ISS has persistently used its substantial market power to push American companies to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions in line with net zero goals of the Paris Agreement. Let me just ask, does CalPERS consider whether recommendations from foreign-owned proxy advisors are in the best interest, not only of shareholders, but the U.S. national security?
CalPERS considers a myriad of topics when we think about how to vote our proxies. We take that very seriously. That's a very important part of what we do every day. And we have a mosaic where we consider many, many different sources of information and then put it all together in a mosaic and make a decision on what's in the best interest of our beneficiaries and our pension. And it is only that North Star about what's in the best interest of investment returns.
Thank you. Now you back.